live. I'm testing this out on Substack and on YouTube, so that's pretty cool. I might be doing this regular, depending on how it pans out, because Riverside has some pretty nice perks to it, and I think it's only about $30 a month. But it has a really good live, user-friendly capabilities, and then it's also got some video editing tools that are real nice. It helped me out a lot here recently, so yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with Riverside. So just testing it out for the next 10 or 20 minutes, see if anybody stops by. I can't see the chat, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to like swap windows, and not only am I gonna have to swap windows, I'm gonna have to remember to do that. So I'm probably not gonna remember to do that. But you might hear me rant a little bit. Oh man, some of these lines don't work out. But I do have a nice little box shape on here with the panel. I'm actually confused as to the anatomy that I made this creature right now, right here. I'm just gonna wrap it around. When in doubt, wrap it around. Yeah, I don't need blood detail. Okay. Get rid of some of these areas in here. That's incorrect. So I'm really hoping to do some more of these live streams for members, and maybe do some interviews, because I was doing interviews, or trying to do interviews, with OBS, and it was the worst user experience for me. That's not to say it wouldn't work, but God, there was just so much buffering and so much, like, I almost got it right, but like there were some, I feel like there were secrets I didn't know. I feel like there was a way to do that on OBS, but I just couldn't figure it out. Alright, I think I'm gonna head into, I don't know, I'm gonna head into background effects. Figure out what's going to get me more lines. I mean, I could always set it up. Oh, that gets me more lines, actually. Is that the direction? Is that the direction that she came? Is it divided by 87? Okay, let me try this again. So, bigger circle equal more lines. Yeah, I feel like that follows her flow a little bit more now. Before I get into the ink effects, I'm just going to go ahead and do these backgrounds. That's not right. feel like burst is gonna work here. That didn't work like I thought it would. Bring it out real wide. Nope. 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 Thinking about it. Thinking about it. Let's try a different one. Since you can get a little bit more custom shape out of this one, I'm going to try and take advantage of that. See what happens. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. I like that. I think these speed lines can have a good effect going diagonally. Let me see here. Angle. I'm gonna go 30 degrees. What do you guys? What do you think? I'm just gonna see what this. Oh crap! That's not the right. That's not the right. All right, 30-degree lines. Let's see what happens. That is going to be incredibly excessive. It's excessive, but I almost think it's excessive in a good way. But I'm definitely going to have to... I think I'm going to have to just finish the ink for this one before I commit. Alright, I really want to get some special effects going on here with the brush. So let's see what we get. Alright, she's zooming. Zoom in. So like the beta games. Hello, welcome. Makes me change window to open chat. That's the one downside so far on Riverside. Alright, let's see. Speedy lines. You gotta be not afraid to mess up the face. But you also need it to be clear. I might have to make custom lines for the background. I'm feeling like custom lines might have to, because it's clashing with the lines of her. Come on now. It won't be too hard. When she's passing something and she's in motion, but she's the focus, we want everything else to be a little out of focus with some of these blurs. Not actual blurs, but like implied blurs. We're going to put some debris up, down. We're going to put some debris down here in a second. Let's see here. What we are drawing today is Envy. Kickstarter pre-launch up right now. If you get in on that pre-launch and add to those follower numbers and back early, you will get a NSFW download of one of our characters. But right now I'm drawing a page from that. Trying to get this one page done. It is, let's see, 11 and a half hours in on this page, which is kind of ridiculous. I really don't have that much done on this page. I think there's just been so many times that I've had to redo a panel and edit things. I'm trying to match these other lines. Oh, my cat is sitting on the remote, turning on a TV. Making me mess up everything. Bro, turned on the TV. Anyways. So I like this a lot. I think we're going to put in some ridiculous blood. Something a little over the top. Oh, bro's moving around the house now. Okay. Just so you get the idea. Something has been spliced. Easy fix. Turn it down a little bit. And oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see here. Okay. Up this brush size a little bit. See these lines a little clearer. I think I want to go ahead and get these background lines made. Let's see here. New layer. Yeah, that's working for me a lot better. All the way through the panel. Oh man. got a little handheld thing that helps me do some hotkeys, so I don't have to use the keyboard constantly. And sometimes the buttons change when I change windows. Right now they're not on the right settings. Makes it a little bit of a pain. Itty bitty tiny pain. God, I feel like this guy could use some more depth. Alright, let's go to main ink layer. I like this first panel. I think it's turning out great. It's turning out like I wanted it. So now gotta move Riverside over, and let's see. Still on that marquee tool. Let's round out the eyes. Oh, I got a stray mark. Oh, looks like I got several stray marks. So when I say stray mark, I'm talking about, this is a touch screen, 2-in-1 tablet laptop, and sometimes I try to move it, and when I move with my fingers, it'll make a mark instead of moving. And I think I got a couple of marks here that don't make any sense. Alright, just a few more minutes, and then I'm going to go to bed. Let's see. Alright, so wanting to learn where to put things in a comic panel. Let me back up here. Deselect, save. Oh, my settings are back on my handheld device. Okay. So, ignoring all this, I start out with a page. First of all, in the real world, IRL, in my hands, I have a thumbnail, typically. But after I have the thumbnail, it's a very rough and general idea. It's not set in stone by any means on layout, but it's a good guide. But then I have this blue line area where, for me, I like to keep my panels pretty tight on this blue line because this is where essential stuff stays. So if you've got art that goes off the page, you're more than welcome to have it go off the page. But if you've got dialogue and script and lettering that is very important, can't be cut, you want it to always be within this blue line. I had like a blue line page put on here at some point, and that's how I got it, but I think I deleted that layer. But all you do is look up blue line paper, blue line comic book paper online, and then you match it up to an 11x17 piece of paper, or however big your dimensions are. You just got to make sure it's the right dimensions for your project. And then I just got the line tool and traced over the safe area lines, and then I got rid of the rest because it's pretty much the only important part. You got like trim lines that happen out here on the that's a whole ass line tool of lines. No, I'm gonna get the straight line. So you would have like trim lines that are right here, but as long as your stuff is well within those trim lines, you're not going to worry about them getting trimmed. That's why the safe area is very important, because once you start matching the papers up to like an InDesign document, you want it to be you want it to bleed a little bit so it does get trimmed, and that's why you keep important stuff in this box. Anyways, blah blah blah. After that, you start sketching. So now I have an idea. I have my rough sketch, or I have my thumbnail, and then correct. Okay, I have my thumbnail, and I just kind of transcribe the thumbnail as best I can to the page, right? And like I said, I keep my lines pretty close, pretty tight to the important stuff here. And then I have this really rough sketch that basically only I can understand. Some people go a little bit more in depth with their pencils, which is what this stage is called, the penciling stage. I don't. I just need I just want a rough idea, and I might make another layer of sketching, but usually I get it in the first one. Then I have like background stuff. And the good thing about doing all this is it's very malleable to the digital landscape. So if I didn't like the placement here, I'll just circle it, resize it, and get on the right layer first, and then move it in a way that I want to move it. So bing bong, it goes up and down like that. But after I kind of get an idea of that, then I'm going to go into inks, or maybe, I think this is a tighter sketch. No, this was ink. This was an ink 1. I keep messing up with this. Okay. Oops. Undo. So then, I did a little bit of editing. I had a whole different panel up top, and then I decided I wanted something different. So I did this, cut it. I kind of copied it into a different folder, and then, but I still ended up editing it, so there was no reason to have a copy. But anyways, we're here now. I think I got, so every time I'm done with a layer, I make it blue, and then I make a new layer and tighten everything up. And you just got to keep up with your layers. It's the best way to keep up with it's the best way to keep up with your panels. But when I put down the panels, the actual lines here, I just use the square tool. I use my guides. So you got guides on the top and left side of you, and you just pull them out as needed. Now you do have to be careful. It creates a whole nother layer. And when it creates a whole nother layer, it puts you on that layer. So if I want to make a line, now it's not making a line on my panels layer, it's making a line on the guides layer. So you got to make sure you get yourself off of the guide layer. So I'm going to undo this, undo that line. But you can see the guides popped up once I brought out a new one. And you just use that guide. I'll make a new layer to just form the rectangle that you need. Oh, there you can see my first layer, what it was going to look like, or my first panel. But the guides get in the way whenever you're freehand drawing. They will like magnetize the cursor, start making a bunch of straight lines when you don't need them. So I make sure that the guides are hidden. It's like a snap thing. But I hope that best answer your question. What I've got going on is this situation here. It's where I've gotten to. The basic idea of a layer, or not a layer, I keep saying layer. The basic idea of how you want to set up the panels is making this Z formation throughout the page that gets the person to read left to right, down, and to the end of the page. But that becomes pretty intuitive the more you do it. Dialogue is a later lesson. I don't have any ready to go. I'm glad I could have been help. If you want to follow, I hope to go live more now that Riverside kind of helps me stream to different places and stream more fluidly. So I plan on doing this more frequently and practice talking, because I don't talk a whole lot, really. But that's going to do it for tonight. I appreciate you joining me, and stick around and subscribe and follow me, and I'll be popping up. So you have a good night.